Hello, this is Rema Moipopo, a crop scientist from Tanzania. According to me, sustainable nutrition is a food system with compilation of different foods rich in essential nutrients responsible for a good health to a human being without compromising our environment. It's quite important in today's world because many people have been suffering from different nutrition-related diseases like diabetes and heart diseases.
Sustainable nutrition includes the ability to grow your own food as well as purchasing food from your local farmers and ranchers. When you purchase food from your local farmers and ranchers, you're supporting your local community as well as your economy. When you source food from where you live, it is more nutritiously dense, which means you're getting more trace minerals and vitamins than you would from food that's being shipped from around the world. In doing so, you are also creating a sense of place, and what that means to me is it reflects home and my values. When you know the farmers, you usually will connect with people that align with your values as well as your ethics, which is oftentimes important for many. So if you're not buying food locally from your local food system, then I encourage people to bless their food because you don't know the practices.
We start with the world nutrition, so products need to be designed or developed with a certain nutritional value. Of course, there's nothing wrong with flavor additions and line extensions, but I think our goal is to develop product that has a certain value nutritionally, whether it's fiber, whether it's proteins, the source of the proteins, the source of the fats. So then you come into the margin of sustainability, meaning where does our food come from? Do we, in our product development process, do we take care of that? Is the origin of our ingredients important? The way it is processed? How much energy is necessary to make these ingredients? Can we make it with less ingredients, less transport? That is our everyday concern.
My definition of sustainable nutrition is obtaining balanced nutrients from food that has been produced from sustainable environmental practices, but also practices that are socially desirable, such as good working conditions, but also producing food that is affordable to both producers and consumers. Providing a delicate balance between affordability of food for consumers is quite tricky because we would also look at attaining a good living income.
I think it's very crucial that we understand that sustainable nutrition refers to low environmental impact, food produced in a responsible way, but also guaranteeing nutrition and food security for people. So also contributing to a healthy style, and not only for the generations that we live in, but the future generations.
तुमच्या मते शाश्वत पोषक आहार काय असावा आणि त्यात आजच्या घडीला त्याचे काय महत्त्व असावे? पोषक आहार जर विचार केला तर ज्वारी, नागली, गहू, मका, तांदूळ पलटून आहारामध्ये असावेत आणि भाज्यांमध्ये नैसर्गिक भाज्या, सेंद्रिय भाज्यांचा उपयोग करावा. यामध्ये फळांमध्ये विचार केला तर रानफळे, करवंद, फणस, जांभूळ, आवळा यासारखा फळांचा रस आपल्या आहारामध्ये असावा. या धावत्या जीवनशैलीमध्ये रासायनिक अन्नाचा वापर केल्यामुळं आजारपणाचं जास्त प्रमाण वाढलं आहे. त्यामध्ये सात्विक आणि नैसर्गिक आहार जर आपल्याला चांगल्या पद्धतीचा मिळाला तर आपलं पोषण मूल्य चांगलं होईल आणि आपली आरोग्याची कोणत्याही प्रकारची तक्रार राहणार नाही. त्यामुळं पोषक आहार म्हणून आजच्या घडीला नाचणी, परत ज्वारी, तांदूळ, अजून मका याबरोबर वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारची चांगली सेंद्रिय पद्धतीने बनवलेली कडधान्ये आहारामध्ये असणं गरजेचं आहे.
In my context, sustainable food system is a food system that delivers food security and nutrition to the current generation without compromising the ability of the next generation. And here we're talking of the environmental aspect, the social aspect, and the economic aspect. And when you're talking about the nutrition sustainability, is when this food system ensures that the nutrition requirement and the energy requirement for a healthy population is met without compromising the ability of the next generation to meet their nutritional needs. as a stakeholder, I've been consuming a lot of these nutritious foods, but also I've been educating my society on importance of consuming these foods, but on how well they can be preparing these foods right from farms to their plates. On cultivation, I've been cultivating a lot of vegetables including red cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, sweet pepper, and tomatoes. But also I've been helping farmers around my society on how well they can use their small areas to produce a wide range of these nutritious crops using organic farming system.
As a small business in our local community, we grow and forage a majority of our ingredients for our small manufacturing beverage company. In addition, we source many of our ingredients from our local farmer friends, which helps us feel confident in what we're putting on our label and in our product. In so doing this, we know that we're providing a more nutritiously dense product. We know that the farmers' ethics and values align with our own. By supporting our local farmers, it means that we're going to have local farmers to support in the future. It means that we'll have food that's coming from our soil, our backyard, essentially, available for the future. When we source our food from other places besides our own backyard, it means that it may not be there tomorrow.
I think my role is to guide entrepreneurs of food companies towards more meaningful choices, meaning in the way they choose their ingredients, the way they establish their concept, meaning that we need, or our job is to find solutions to replace ingredient X from a certain country by ingredient Y from a more local country. I think this is basically our advisory role, is that we just encompass this in our DNA, that we try to provide more sustainable solutions. And because people come to us for that advice, we are in a key position to help them into that decision. Help them in the way by market research or by tools that we have in terms of ingredients or possibilities.
When it comes to regarding my role in contributing to sustainable nutrition, my role is to ensure compliance with the two private sustainability standards, that is the Nespresso AAA standard and the Rainforest Alliance within the coffee value chain in Uganda. So I ensure that producers and the value chain actors comply with the three pillars of sustainability, that is society, environment, and the economic bit.
As a researcher in the field of sustainable food production and consumption, very much related to SDG 12, I believe that education is a very powerful tool. Doing research, science-based research, we can achieve not only students at the university, either undergraduates or postgraduates, but we can also, for example, conduct research, nudging and stimulating better nutrition, understanding local food systems from early ages, like, for example, working with school kids, or even working at household level, learning and teaching people on how to cook and how to better select their food. We can work with corporate education, training the leaders of today and the leaders of tomorrow about the impact of the different business and alternative solutions for more sustainable food systems, for example.
पोषक आहार आणि अन्नव्यवस्था यामध्ये आम्ही केलेल्या कार्याचा जर विचार केला तर यामध्ये पोषण आहारामध्ये नैसर्गिक फळे, भाज्या आणि सेंद्रिय पद्धतीने पिकवलेली कडधान्ये व इतर पिके यांचा आहारामध्ये समावेश असणं गरजेचं आहे. यामध्ये नाचणी, स्थानिक तांदूळ, भाज्या, शेतकरी यांनी उत्पादन करणं आवश्यक आहे. यामध्ये पोषण मूल्य म्हणून वरी, नाचणी, तांदूळ तसेच नैसर्गिक फळे यामध्ये करवंद, जांभूळ, आवळा, फणस यासारखी फळांचा, रसांचा किंवा त्यांच्या भाज्यांचा समावेश असणं गरजेचं आहे. यामध्ये आपण तयार केलेला अनुभव जर सांगायचं म्हटलं तर यामध्ये करवंद, फणस आणि आवळा यावरती आपण जांभूळ यावरती प्रक्रिया करून बाजारपेठ निर्माण केलेली आहे आणि वर्षभरामध्ये साधारणपणे 5 टनापर्यंतचं उत्पादन आपण यामध्ये बनवतो. आणि त्याची विक्री व्यवस्था वर्षाच्या वर्षाला पूर्ण होत असे. त्यामध्ये असं लक्षात येतं की नैसर्गिक फळं लोकांना आवडली आणि बाजारपेठेमध्ये त्याची चांगली मागणी वाढत आहे.
My role as a stakeholder in sustainable food system and nutrition is that as a nutrition officer we implement nutrition projects by providing education to the community on their food choices on balanced diet, and also in conducting nutritional researches to see the associated factors for various prevalences. For example, in my context as a nutritional officer under this ministry, its institute implements a community engagement program that sees the community problems and address it by doing the researches and seeing the associated factors and providing intervention.
The government, business people, and individuals have the responsibility of ensuring that they keep educating people on importance of consuming these nutritious foods, but also they have responsibility of facilitating people financially, materially, and on know-how on how well they can prepare their foods right from farms to their plates. Thank you.
So, what are the roles that the government, businesses, and individuals play in sustainable nutrition? I think the government's role is primarily to educate the public about sustainable nutrition, how to support their local food system, along with possibly providing monetary incentive or seed incentive for people to grow their own food and to support local. How do businesses support sustainable nutrition? Same way, education, monetary incentive, seed incentive. As individuals, how can they support it? Primarily education, purchasing seeds, purchasing from their local food system, and encouraging their friends to do the same.
On the government and I think EU side, we are currently involved in a project that's called Like a Pro into discovering 7 new protein sources for 16 new applications. So basically subsidies help us bridge that gap and the fear of certain companies in developing stuff, because R&D costs a lot of money. So it's what the government can do, is just shift subsidies towards more sustainable subjects. I mean, we all do this B2C, meaning individuals can just, by their choices in the supermarket, drive product development, drive these types of research projects. This has all been driven, like you said, that people are interested in non-dairy cheese, people are interested in meat alternatives. Then, of course, sales need to go up, but this is what individuals can do. And of course, it's all about entrepreneurship. It's about having startups just dare to take that risk into stepping into these choices that might be more costly, might be a long road than ultra-processed or less sustainable choices, but they are the main drivers in my opinion. That's why we love startups so much, because they are the driver of innovation.
आमच्या मते निसर्गाची हानी होऊ नये म्हणून साधारणपणे ज्या जमिनी आपल्या आहेत त्या जमिनीवरती झाडतोड करणं किंवा रस्ते विकासासाठी झाडे तोडून रस्ते वाढवणं, पिकाऊ जमिनी रस्त्याखाली आणणं, इमारती बांधणं, ह्यामध्ये जे काही निसर्गाचा ऱ्हास होऊन केलेली शेती ओस पडत चालली म्हणण्यापेक्षा या शेतीमध्ये पिकाऊ जमिनीमध्ये पीक होऊन नैसर्गिक पद्धतीने पीक केलं आणि ते आपल्या अन्न पुरवठ्यामध्ये त्याचा वापर केला तर चांगल्या स्वरूपाचं पोषण आहार तयार होऊन आपल्याला नैसर्गिक पद्धतीनं पोषण आहार पण मिळू शकतो. त्यामध्ये निसर्गाची हानी होऊ नये म्हणून विनाकारण झाडे तोडून शेती करणे, तसेच विकासासाठी रस्ते विकासासाठी पिकाऊ जमिनी रस्ता करण्यासाठी झाडे तोडणे, ही जी चाललेली निसर्गाची हानी ही थांबली गेली पाहिजे आणि यावरती सरकार किंवा प्रशासनानं लक्ष देऊन ती गोष्ट थांबवून त्यावरती वेगळेपणानं डोंगरमाथ्यांवरनं किंवा चुकीच्या पद्धतीनं त्याचं धोरणं आखू नयेत आणि यामध्ये नैसर्गिक पद्धतीनं पिकाऊ जमीन करण्यासाठी शासनाची धोरणं शाश्वत असणं गरजेचं आहे.
About the role of government and the businesses in ensuring sustainability. For instance, in my role as a compliance officer for the sustainability standards, you realize that the sustainability standards are to do basically with the sustainable practices, but there is little emphasis on food safety. So if food safety is factored into the sustainability practices, it will go a long way in improving food safety for the producers. Thanks so much.
In my opinion, the government has a huge role in ensuring that the sustainable food systems by enacting policies that will ensure that the food production to food consumption is sustainable for the current and the next generation. And also the business has a huge role to play in their supply chains, which they should ensure that they cut their cost by reducing the food losses and reducing the waste, and also a proper waste management. And to the individuals, we have a role to ensure that we have good food choices, ensuring that we have a balanced diet in our meals, and that can be done by having home gardens, and also ensuring that we recycle the food wastes and reduce the food losses. And above all, we should ensure that we practice proper agriculture so that we ensure that there's environment-friendly, sustainable food systems.